Good afternoon, everyone. It is November 16th, 2018. So, in this video, I'm only going to hit the headlines, talk briefly about them, and see where it goes. How's everyone doing today? It'd be really nice to get an answer when I ask somebody that, but I'm talking to a fucking camera recording the video. Maybe I should do live streams. I've been wanting to do that for a while. Maybe it's time to go ahead and start. Alright, so, headline number 1. Here's what you will pay for neocon wars. $5.9 trillion. That's right. Do you know what that kind of money can do for the world? Fuck the world. Do you know what that kind of money can do for the people in the United States? For that much money, we could be living in tax-free owned homes, every single man, woman, and child in this country. For that kind of money, everybody's refrigerators and pantries can be slammed packed with food. With that kind of money, every individual in this country could get medical attention. We can do all of those things at the same time with that kind of money. But instead of, spending the money wisely on the people of our nation, we are blowing it on pointless, never-ending wars. And that's not even including the black budget. $5.9 trillion. Yep. And the Pentagon has lied to us for years, grossly underestimating the cost of its military operations against enemies largely manufactured by intelligence agencies. Yep. They never tell us the truth, people. Never. Alan Greenspan. You remember that dickhead, don't you? Well, if you're not old enough, he was a real dickhead, and I do believe I have the video on my channel. Maybe it was my old channel. I'm not sure. Where he flat out said the Federal Reserve is privately owned and does not answer to any branch of the government, and is not a branch of the government. So, there's that. Former Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan has taken to blasting President Donald Trump's tariffs, which have flung the United States into a full-fledged trade war with China. Greenspan says that Trump's policies on tariffs are insane. Now, what's insane is having a central bank in the first place. What's insane is having a centralized federal government in the first place. What's insane is the way we live. It's fucking insane. New report, U.S. military is in crisis and could lose a war with China or Russia. Yep. Because no one wants to join the military for one anymore. Right? Then they invest in the wrong fucking weaponry, among other things. And, they're going to have to supplement the lack of people willing to join the armed forces with robots. Make no mistake about it, that shit is coming. But a new report is saying that the United States military has reached crisis mode. The country could struggle to win, or just as easily lose a war with either Russia or China. Now, I've mentioned before, fucking eye is itching, it's driving me crazy. I've mentioned before that if Russia or China were smart, they would strike before the United States acquires hypersonic weapons and the ability to knock them out of the sky. So, if I were a military tactician over there in Russia, I would be telling Vladimir Putin, you know what, we should probably do this before they acquire these capabilities. That would be the smart thing to do. But, you know, I don't think a direct invasion of the United States is still possible, or I don't think a direct invasion of the United States is possible still, even if they do nuke us, because there'll be those remaining people with the hundreds of millions of firearms and billions of rounds of ammunition that is in this country. So, there's that. Now, one thing that grinds my gears about winter are those people that will spend all fucking winter long whining about how cold it is. Right? And one of the things that you can do to keep from fucking being cold and whining is to layer, right? So you have, right now I have a layer of pajama bottom. I have my pajama bottom tucked into my socks. That way cold air don't go up my legs and I'm not cold. As a matter of fact, when it was colder outside this morning, I didn't get cold then either. So, if you dress properly for the conditions, you should not be cold. Now, I've mentioned this before a few times, and I mentioned it, I believe, yesterday and today, but November snow in Texas, experts warn decrease solar activity will shatter all global climate models. They say that our sun has been behaving very strangely, and this unusual behavior is really starting to affect our weather patterns. And again, all these fucking predictions of global catastrophe due to warming is utter nonsense. Although there is a force under the Arctic ice sheets, and I talked about this earlier in another video, but there is a force under the polar ice sheets that are melting that ice from the bottom. That has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with man-made global warming. So, oh, look at this. Surgical robot botches surgery, kills man on operating table while doctors sip lattes. At one point during the botched surgery, the surgical robot actually punctured, wow, this is going to be a hard one to pronounce, but pectitis intra aortic septum. I don't know. I don't know if that's pronounced right. Pretty sure it's not, but the key here is this robot fucked up somehow, and the doctors were chilling, sipping on lattes. How nice is that? But it resulted in so much blood being spattered on its cameras that doctors could no longer see what the robot was doing. You would think that, you know, as soon as there was a bunch of blood spatter, they would quit sipping their fucking lattes and, you know, check out the patient. But you can't trust the medical industry for shit. So that's SHTF Plan headlines. Free Thought Project. Let me make sure there's nothing new up here first. I can't believe what I'm seeing, but then again, 4-year-old girl left in freezing van overnight after cops arrested her mom and impounded the van. You would think that you know, they would take the child out of the van and maybe call the dad or grandma or someone like that. But something tells me that these neglectful officers will undoubtedly not face any kind of disciplinary action as a result of their clear neglect. So, you know, this shouldn't be a surprise. Let's look at a little bit of the details in this one. It was a 4-year-old little girl, after all. It doesn't say if she died or not. Probably, but we'll see. So this happened in Milwaukee, and I've been to Wisconsin in the winter. It is fucking freezing there. A family is speaking out this week after the arrest of a mother nearly led to the death. Okay, so the kid lived, and that's great. That's really, really great. I really get heartbroken hearing about little children dying like that, but that's just me being a softie, I guess. And by the way, that's the only people that I have any kind of softness towards are children. So, nearly led to the death of a 4-year-old little girl. Monday night, police arrested the girl's mother and seized her van. When they impounded the van, they left the little girl inside in freezing temperatures overnight. It was an unfortunate situation, Milwaukee City Engineer Jeff some shit I can't pronounce said at a news conference. Apparently, the girl was very upset and crying, something that none of us would like to have happen to any of our children. No shit. Indeed, it could have been far more unfortunate had the girl not survived the frigid temperatures. As Fox 2 reports, the National Weather Service reported temperatures at Mitchell International Airport were around 25 degrees around midnight, with a wind chill of 14 degrees. The temperature dropped to as low as 19 degrees, with a wind chill of 5 degrees around 7 a.m. When the girl was found, the temperature had edged up to 22 degrees with a wind chill of 9 degrees. According to the police, the girl's mother was pulled over around 12:30 a.m. because officers suspected her of driving under the influence. During the stop, the mother was arrested on suspicion of DUI charges. A 10-month-old baby was also in the car and taken into custody by police, but the 4-year-old was left sleeping in the back seat. They should be severely punished. Alright, so Assange is wanted by the U.S. government, and U.S. government accidentally reveals they're charging Julian Assange, paving the way for prosecution of all journalists. Not that any of America's journalists, not many anyway, actually do their job, right? I mean, most of them are told what to say most of the time. And when they do jump off script, man, are they punished. Look at that, I believe her name is Amber Lyons. Just saying. Cop clearly caught taking man's cash, stuffing it into his sock. No charges. Why would there be? I mean, the officer works so fucking hard every day, sitting in his patrol car, driving around, looking for criminals to arrest. More like sitting in their car behind some store, jacking it into internet porn on his phone. New ACLU documents reveal CIA considered reviving MKUltra-like mind control programs. I'm going to tell you right here, right now, that they never ended the fucking Ultra or MKUltra-like mind control program. They simply changed the name. You think for a minute their research on that ever stopped? Why do you think most of the American people are so complacent, docile, and that would include our politicians? It's because they've mastered the mind control thing and continue to look for different ways to do so. Media, and I don't know how to pronounce this bitch's name, Ocasio-Cortez, maybe? Media shamefully attacking Ocasio-Cortez for being poor instead of focusing on her terrible policy. See, you can't be a politician and be fucking poor. You have to be filthy rich, or reasonably rich, before you can count as a politician. No matter if your policies are terrible or wonderful, they will crush you and push you out if you are a poor motherfucker. And I hit on the one right here. But precedent set as orders, or as judge orders to release echo recordings. And they go through how to delete them. That was the Free Thought Project. Okay. How Democrats have become the party of vote fraud and stolen democracy. Well, we can't forget about George W. Bush. Is it George W.? Yeah, I think so. The younger Bush, or younger George Bush. I think I recall something about him stealing the election from dickhead Al Gore. Or maybe my memory isn't so good and I don't remember right. It's funny how Mike Adams will say that, but I wonder if if we'll ever mention any of the shit the Republicans do. Hillary drops another hit. She's planning to run for president again. And you know what? The Illuminati cards, I believe, predict that. And so did The Simpsons. So it may just happen. Especially if they learn how to steal the election without getting caught. Kavanaugh gang rape accuser's lawyer, Michael Avenatti, arrested for beating his wife. And they're right. Oh boy, you won't hear a peep out of the same people who pushed Avenatti's accusations against President Donald Trump, will you? Nope. And I do believe he is the attorney of Stormy Daniels, I think. Unvarnished truth spells trouble on horizon for gun owners. The gun prohibition lobby appears to be all smiles with the election of pro-gun control Democrats who will take over the U.S. House of Representatives. Well, see, the thing about that is President Donald Trump is going to have to cooperate in order for that to happen. And it wouldn't surprise me at the least, if he did cooperate. I mean, after all, he is the guy that said, take the guns first, due process second, or something to that effect. So, you know, black market, people. That's the only way to buy. Black market. H.R. 7115, attacking your Second Amendment rights. Used to be that creating your very own AR platform build in your home was legal. But House Bill H.R. 7115, let me see. Come on. All right. Sponsored by at least 16 Democrats, attempts to put a stop to it. How? Here's the summary of the bill. In quotes, to prohibit the sale, acquisition, distribution, incumbrance, or import into the United States of certain firearm receiver castings or blanks, assault weapon parts, kits, and machine gun parts kits, and the marketing or advertising of such castings or blanks and kits on any medium of electronic communication, to require homemade firearms to have serial numbers, and for other purposes. So, you know, not going to be too long where they take everything away from you. I mean, how far are we now from it? I would venture to say we have very little left to lose. I mean, we pretty much live like chickens that are told what we can eat, what we can drink, what we consume, and we get to run around outside of fencing, and that's about it. You smoke pot, you're liable to go to prison. You like pills, you're liable to go to prison. You like prostitutes, you're liable to go to prison. I I just don't like these control freak motherfuckers. It really would like to see them fuck off. Yeah, fuck off. But I guess I'm gonna have to have my wife fucking order some parts here. Let's see here. The do-it-yourself assault weapon ban. Number 1. A firearm receiver casting or firearm receiver blank or unfinished handgun frame that A. At the point of sale does not meet the definition of a firearm in Section 921A of Title 18 United States Code. And notice that it doesn't say United States Constitution. It says United States Code, which is all unconstitutional, every bit of it. And B, after purchase by a consumer, can be completed by the consumer to the point at which such casting or blank functions as a firearm frame or receiver for a semi-automatic assault weapon or machine gun or the frame of a handgun. 2. Assault weapon parts kits. 3. Machine gun parts kits. And these people aren't going to be happy until they see us defenseless and dead. Seriously. So there's that. Shh. I already talked about the surgical robots. I already talked about that. People keep calling what's going on a leftist coup. The best midterms San Francisco and New York could buy. Wisconsin company gives employees guns for Christmas as gifts. A Wisconsin company has decided to give its employees revolvers as Christmas gifts this year. The company says the gifts will promote team building. They ask, why hasn't geoengineering been used to stop the California wildfires? Apparently, weather can be used for warfare, as U.S. Defense Secretary William Cohen has previously said, but it can't be used to help the suffering. Well, no, you silly goose. They ain't going to use their technology to help the suffering. They use it to inflict it. Duh. Oh, man, you see that shit? Alright, so I talked about that one. Altered election documents tied to Florida Democrats reviewed by federal prosecutors. It is high time this begin. The Democrats are committing voter fraud on a massive scale, and not only in Florida, but in Arizona and other places. And I talked about the nasty shit Indonesian kids are doing to get high. Oregon's new red flag law, state confiscates nearly 50 gun owners' guns. The state of Oregon is full-blown communist. These anti-Americans running the show in the western state have implemented their newest man-made constitution violating laws. And allow me to point out that all laws are man-made. Okay? I'm not going to even... Just a few more here, and then after which I'll probably strangle my dumbass dog. Alright. Hillary Clinton ordered to answer additional questions under oath about private email server. Deutsche Bank sees 50% odds of May resigning or calling for a second referendum. Markets are markets are maybe too optimistic about the possibility that May will succeed in forcing through her draft Brexit proposal. Copy and paste error reveals Assange already facing U.S. indictment. Flash recessions and the Fed's panic trigger. Markets stop panicking the moment central banks start panicking. Theresa May appoints little-known junior minister to Brexit secretary post. Yeah, I think these are pretty much not relevant to us. Zimbabwe's inflation rate balloons to 20.85%. Oh, Jim Acosta's White House credentials restored temporarily after Friday ruling. Damn it. Judge Kelly now saying that process of White House credentialing essentially concedes that there is a First Amendment interest at stake. That doesn't mean that he should be allowed into the fucking White House if, you know, the press people, press corps, or whatever you call them, whoever handles the press conferences there, doesn't want the motherfucker there. They should have the right to say, get out of here, you bastard. And by the way, they grossly exaggerated how he put his hands on that reporter. I mean, he didn't hit her. He simply lay his hands on her arm. Why do these motherfucking people think they gotta lie about everything? Anyway, I thought I'd share these with you. This video's run a bit long. And, U.S. Senate proposes new bill to ban arms sales to Saudi Arabia. That should have been done a long fucking time ago. Now, if we can only stop giving billions and billions of dollars to Israel, right? That would be nice. Wall Street Journal agrees with Trump. Fed should stop hiking. And by the way, if the point is to destroy Trump, then they're not going to stop. Anyway, I thought I would share this with you. I hope everyone has a good day. I'll probably see you tomorrow sometime. Probably early morning, since I can't sleep past 4 or 5 o'clock. Till next time, people. Kill the state before the state kills you.